That might scare some people off.
Hey guys! Did you miss me?
Welcome back to my channel. Okay, your turn.
Your channel.
Your channel. I'm telling you how you should say it. I'm a little bossy.
So as promised, here's part 2 of our card party review. Like that rhyme? That was pretty good, I'd say.
I think that was your best take.
That was great. So last time we briefly touched on, some improvements that happened, like the expo hall being open all weekend, which was nice. A little bit more organization with the point counters and card battles and everything. So that was pretty nice.
They upped their sponsorship game this year. I don't know if you noticed, but
did they?
Yes, they went out and they started getting more vendors and putting out. So whatever marketing team they had really went and did that. And I think it has to do with, I noticed just by looking on Pat's YouTube, I didn't watch it all, but he does do a lot with Etsy now, like does like Etsy finds. So I have a feeling that helped kind of with this.
Okay. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's just something I noticed.
Great. So more people means better variety, which means more product, which means more spending, which means more card party. What? It's crazy how that happens.
So I think for this year, I tried to limit my suggestion to...
I mean, at least you weren't bombarding them this year.
No, I kept it to myself, learned my lesson. I do want to say that they took a lot of my suggestions, so I don't know. I gotta go back to
Okay. Wow.
I just feel like they did more adult stuff, so it wasn't just like kids running around going crazy. They added in
what more adult stuff? They didn't really do more.
I think they just allowed like the bar to be the bar area this time and not have the kids on it.
Okay, but is that hotel or is that them? Because we don't know.
No, I don't know how also he got all the children to behave this year.
It's because he didn't do Snorlax time.
Because this year they were very good kids and no one was trampling each other. So yeah, whatever you did do it again. But I think one thing that I noticed that I really wished for, and like I go to a lot of like marketing conferences, so my point of view is a little bit different, but I think it would be really interesting if they had different tracks. So they had like a track for creators and then a track for like families, and the creator track would have like kind of like workshops on like, okay, how to read your YouTube data, and then have like small groups and everybody gets together and digests like, okay, here's what my channel looks like, what would you do, and have more of those networking events.
So basically conversing with other creators.
Yes, and like you can have like a whole like day of workshop where like you do data analysis. You guys can even make a video, like have like different groups, and like at the end you guys produce a video, right? Like something like that. That's something you guys could actually take away with. I think I loved Pat's talk on finding your voice, so more of that and like exploring how to do that and screenwriting and things like that.
I think during that whole thing too is maybe, I know he kind of asked or interviewed other creators, what they do or how they do it. But I think if you're gonna do that type of interview, like not just bring your producer on, maybe bring on other creators and be like, hey, what was the point that made you realize, hey, this is starting to take off, because obviously we got it from him, we got what his channel was all about, but I think it would be interesting to see, because there's many different types of creators, right? Not everybody is the same, so to have like different input on where they thought, hey, this is where everything's taken off, let me continue to do that, would be, I think, a little bit helpful as well.
Yeah, and I think what was really nice is that he really talks about not gatekeeping, so like not keeping all the secrets, but sharing them and building this community even bigger, which was nice. But I do think that you can also have a family and kids track. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm a little shy. And sometimes it's hard for me to like just get in and mingle. So sometimes I am. I'm an introvert, extrovert. But sometimes it's hard for me to like
You're just making up words at this point.
No, it's hard for me to find my place. So I'm sure that there's kids that don't know how to go up to kids and be like, hey, want to play, want to hang out. And I think that if they had other little like workshops or interactive activities, like, everyone sign up for the game at 11 to 12, and then you have a limit of like 20 kids, and they all come and they play the game together, and they can like build some friendships that way and help them, keep expanding on that. And I think it will make people feel a little more comfortable, because I know with me, icebreakers and things like that really work, because like the initial talking is always hard, and like meeting of new people.
But I mean, they had the TCG, right? I mean, where you could learn. But
Yeah.
I don't know if they had like a designated time for that. And I
No,
think if you had a schedule, that it would actually like help people to do it all at once, and therefore you meet new people.
Or even do like segments of like kids under 5 to 10, doing like different like
Yeah, I
ages
guess,
might
yeah,
be
'cause
nice,
there's-
because
yeah.
I wanted to learn how to play because I'm just always curious, but I didn't want to go there and then have like a 7-year-old school me and like make me feel so
Then
stupid.
you'd be more embarrassed.
Yes.
I mean, they could school me. I don't know how to play the game.
I know, but I want to, if I have someone who's a little more my age, that might.
They'll probably be like, "You idiot! You should know even more by now." I feel like the kid might be more helpful than anybody your age. Maybe.
Well, maybe.
Didn't you want like a speed dating too?
Oh. Not speed dating, but you could do like card openings, but like a speed card opening. So everyone, like one person sits at the table and you go around and like you get to open cards with people. So it could be multiple
You
ways.
mean like with creators?
Yeah.
Okay, not random people, because they do that all the time anyway.
Yeah, no, like have like all the creators you sign up and have like different like 10 tables, and everybody opens a pack and goes to the next. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I could
I
see
don't know.
that.
I feel like that could be fun, and that can be like a magical moment that like people can take away, and they
Because
feel.
you do have the meet and greets, but that was all right. So I'll talk about it after. But yeah, so you got the meet and greets with the creators, but you can't really spend too much time, or you shouldn't, because there's so many other people that are there and want to spend time with the creators. So yeah, I could see how like having like, hey, open up with the creators, like, just chill for a little bit. You're right. So doing like kind of like a pack or two with them, and then maybe moving on to the next one, because that way you can do pack battles, and it's like a designated time instead of like meeting them on the floor and there's a bajillion people trying to surround them, and again, your time is limited.
And I think a lot of people, all ages, go there to like make that connection, like that human connection with these creators. Like that's the
Right.
opportunity. So having more opportunities to do that would be really nice, I think.
But talking about the meet and greets, this was like the biggest thing. So VIP obviously lets you cut through and get up there faster. The problem is there needs to be a limited time for, say, like, I guess everybody, not just the bigger ones, but like, because the only time I saw the issue is when we were waiting for Nate and Marie, and there were people up there talking for at least 5 minutes, and I'm like, we need to keep moving this along. And like the line was out the door, through the doors. Eventually somebody did come and say, hey, we need to limit this time to like a minute and a half. And I was like, literally like 5 minutes before that, I told Brittany, I said, there needs to be like something that's like, hey, let's stick with this. You're not the only person there to meet them. Like, obviously it's great to meet your people you look up to or whatever, and that's great, but kind of like think about other people and maybe just have someone there specifically, maybe at each table or whatever. And
Yeah, and it could be like a handler, right? Like someone just be like, hey guys, you're gonna have time to meet with Nate and Marie, and if you don't mind, there's a long line, so we're gonna try to keep it as quick as possible, anywhere from 1 to 2 minutes. I hope you understand. And obviously there's gonna be some cases where they go over, and I think that's just the natural flow of conversation. I also think like Nate and Marie are specifically so nice and like want to give everyone their full attention.
Sure.
So I think they could do a little bit better by just like prefacing that before you meet them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have a couple of ideas. I would think that they should have like, how the show ends at like 9 or whatever. They should do some like late night activities for like adults that are like, maybe explicit bingo or like a comedy show, things like that we can all like kind of get together. And even I really think this is a good idea, late night talk show with Nate, and he comes up and interviews some people, and then maybe somebody from the audience, and like, I don't know, just having that opportunity and having like a couple of drinks and being able to
Yeah, because drinking is not everybody's thing.
Yeah.
Right. And so like if you're keeping adult night or whatever specifically at the bar, which I obviously don't mind, but I'm saying for other people, they're they don't drink as much. Yeah, to do like maybe like, I don't know, speak to the convention center or whoever, wherever we're at, and be like, hey, we're gonna do this event at like 11, almost like like the late show or that kind of thing. I mean, I wouldn't say specifically at night. Like maybe you could do like a kids talent show or whatever, and then at night maybe make that an adult themed thing where people don't have to worry about filters. I mean, obviously there's still going to be kids like there were at this R-rated opening on Sunday, but you know, there's going to be less of them, I'd presume, I'd hope. And you know, it's just something to think about if, you know, you don't have a lot of ideas for panels, or you just want to like just branch out a little bit more.
And then on that note, I did write down that I think a lip sync battle with all the creators could be really funny. And like, if they could do that, that would be a really good, like,
yeah.
Because I think when you have like events like that and you do things like that, like these activities that are interactive, you go back with it and you remember it. You get to talk to people like, hey, did you see that? So it just helps that, you know,
could
connection.
Be like creator versus nobody or whoever, I don't know.
Yeah.
That could be kid friendly as well.
Yeah. That doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
I also want to ask you a question on this. I thought about this and I couldn't decide if I want it back or not, the breakfast session. How'd you feel about it? I felt like it was a little unorganized, and maybe that's why it was not a thing like this year, because it was a little hectic, like trying to find your table and sit down, and then people would take your spot or pull your chair when you like get up to get more food, because it was more of a buffet style and you just sit down everywhere. But then I also didn't know if like, I think you remember this, when Pokeriff came in the room, he got swarmed again. So I'm not sure if they didn't do it because of that. And then if there is an opportunity to do something like a breakfast session, if you think that would be.
I mean, I think they could do that again, right? Because it was for people who stayed there, I believe, the weekend. I believe it was Friday and Saturday they did the breakfast for people. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I think maybe what they should do is maybe have everybody go in and sit, and then have the creators in a specific area. That way they can enjoy their breakfast, and then maybe when they're done with that, have them go up on stage and maybe like create a lines or whatever, like kind of like meet and greets. I feel like, yeah, you could have the creators breakfast, but chances are they're going to stick within their like people, so they're not going to sit with you unless that was like a mandated thing, but I can't see how that could work. So I'd say have them like, you know, maybe reserve tables for them, and then when they're done, create a stage or create an area where they go, and then when you're done with breakfast, you can go. I don't know. That's just an idea.
I either think it could be like a character breakfast, like when you do like Mickey Mouse.
Oh yeah, Mickey's. They're gonna come out dressed up as Disney character or Pokemon characters. That's
actually nice. That would be amazing. Make a character breakfast and don't even have the creators. Just have different Pokemon people come dressed up. I think that would be amazing. Or I just also think that being in their orbit of these creators that have so much charisma just is addicting. Like, you just want to be around them because they have such good charisma, and you have like, you're feeding off their energy, that just even having them at a different table and in the same area as you would also make people, I think, very like happy. Well, that's all I had. I know you're shocked. That's it.
It's very surprising.
Yeah, I tried to limit it this year. I am curious what they're going to do next year with the two events. And I wanted to know, do you think that they're going to do copy and paste of the event, like East Coast and West Coast are going to be exactly the same? Or do you think one's going to have do you think they'll have unique programming that makes it a little different?
Well, considering this is the first time that they are doing both coasts, I could see them making it easy and just doing the same thing on both ends. That way, there's not people complaining that they missed out on one thing and being like, oh, well, East Coast got this, why didn't West Coast get that? It's like the 90s, you know, the rappers, East Coast, West Coast. Anyway, so
I hope that they do it a little different, because I know we want to go to both.
I mean, we will be.
I mean, I know people will be different. That will always be different, but
yeah, I mean, there's going to be definitely different creators, because it's enough time to go to both, but because there were some creators that weren't there this year that were there last year. I noticed Twice Baked Jake was not there this year. At least that's all I know for now. But
I do have one more thing to talk about the trading cards. I know I talked about it last time though.
What?
So one girl I saw, so I got to, like I said, get your trading card binder getting done now, so that way you bring it, because that's like the best way to have like moments with people on like trade and connections. But this one girl, I don't know if I told you this, she had all of her cards labeled like how much they were. So she had like $1, $2, $3, so she can easily flip through it. And I thought that was so smart.
Everybody should do that.
Yeah.
That way nobody gets scammed.
Yeah.
And again, you can use TCG Player, but if the internet was not very good like it was this time.
Yeah, so you don't have that panic moment of like, did I just get screwed?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely easier for, like, that's, I think, more so for kids because sometimes they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So it is definitely smart to, like, price out each card that you want to trade or sell, and that way people can look and be like, oh, okay. Usually, like, $1 to $2 isn't a big deal, but once you start getting up there, then
like
it's
30,
you don't want to, like, trade, like, a $50 card for, like, a $2 card or something. So, yeah, those are our suggestions. I guess if you guys have anything that we missed or, you know, want to see, I guess, you know, write down in the comments below what you would like to see Deep Pocket Monster do with the next event. I guess I keep forgetting there's 2 next year, but that's pretty much going to be it for us.
And I do want to, I know you thanked Pat in the last video, but I didn't get to thank Pat, so I want to thank Pat and his amazing team. I think they did a great job putting on an event from an event perspective rather than just from like a Pokemon perspective. There
was no security this year.
Yeah, there was no security.
Unless they were like hidden in the crowd and we didn't know. I did notice that too. So we'll be doing a live stream on Sunday around 3 p.m. You know, more openings of stuff, probably Night Wanderer, probably some 151. And then also we're doing, like, you know, if you want to, like, come in and ask questions about the experience at Card Party or what to expect if you're going next year and didn't go before, we'll be there to answer your questions and hopefully help you out. So be sure to come in Sunday, June 23rd at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
That was good. You knew the date right off your head.
I did, because I know Saturday's the 22nd. That's the only reason why I know.
All right. Well, bye, everyone.
All right. Thanks for coming in. Be sure to subscribe if this video helped you out. Again, comment down below if you guys think of anything that we missed or you want to see improved. And we'll catch you on the next one and hopefully Sunday. See ya.
Bye, guys.